Shabbat Shalom, Kol Halal Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem HaKadosh, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sensation. Truth and in sincerity, Salakia. The hopeful elect tabernacle of David, I'm the brother Yahshua. I'm back with the World War III Daily Update. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to you as well. All right, a mouthful. Okay, so the Canadian prepper Nate has a pretty good video dealing with everything going on this week. So we're going to use the normal Tuesday War and Rumors of War to let him deliver the update today. So let's go through the formalities. This is Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay, so we got Jacob's trouble and all sorts of stuff to go through before we get to the end. Now here's what we do. We just read these and we get these different words. This is Matthew 24:6 in the NIV, New International Version. You get rumors again. You will hear of wars and rumors of war. The NLT, you will hear of wars and threats. So we got rumors and threats. Okay. Scroll down. Rumors, rumors, rumors. You get reports. Okay. You're going to hear battles, that's wars, and reports of wars. So we got reports, threats, right? Rumors, reports, threats, and one more. It's news. Where's news? And news, and the news of battles far away. So let's check into the news. Since the breaking what? News, reports, threats, and rumors. Okay. This is 15 hours ago yesterday. Canadian prepper, NATO 3,000 troops, a Russian border civil war. Okay, so you got World War III, you got the Civil War, you got the currency war, right? Nothing but war and rumors. Take it away, Nate.
Hi folks, Canadian Prepper here, back again with a daily dose of doom and gloom, your meta-analysis of all things SHTF. Guys, I really don't know how much time we have left. I really don't. I mean, in the upcoming week ahead, we very well may see the outbreak of a civil war, a world war, and the collapse of the global financial system. Okay, by Tuesday. Who knows what's going to happen after that? Because NATO is planning on committing 300,000 troops near the Russian border. They're putting offensive military equipment near the Russian border 1 week after calling Vladimir Putin a war criminal. How bad do you seriously think this is going to get? Okay, all of the banks are insolvent. We're on the brink of a global reset, and now they're getting ready to start a frickin' civil war. What you're seeing behind me, this procession of military equipment, there's a convoy of Humvees escorting what appears to be fissionable nuclear material being transported through the town of Grand Forks, I believe, Montana. Now, I show you this because this is actually quite frequent in that neck of the woods. These types of things are commonly seen by people when they transport nuclear weapons. But understand that you are going to see a lot more military vehicles in 2023 on the roads, whether it's because of wars that are getting ready to be waged across the pond or the war that will be waged on us here. Because when there's a war over there, there's got to be martial law over here. We're going to talk about how that crackdown is actually going to look here. But don't be surprised if you see something like this.
And that's huge, what he just said. I'm going to back it up and let you hear it again. He said, when there's war over there, there must be what over here? Martial law over here. All right? Going into concentration camps. World War II was famous for what? Concentration camps in Germany, here in America. Who was in there? Okay? Moab. Japanese were being rounded up. Okay? That's a form of martial law. So You think they're not about to do that right now? Listen to what he said.
Whether it's because of wars that are getting ready to be waged across the pond or the war that will be waged on us here. Because when there's a war over there, there's got to be martial law over here. We're going to talk about.
That's very significant. All right. And I don't want to, I mean, you could go back and watch. This is 35 minutes. I'm going to let him talk a little more. I'm going to bring it to an end. Significant information. It's all war. Okay. Bankers' wars. Okay. All wars are bankers' wars. Okay. All wars. We'll get that.
How that crackdown is actually going to look here. But don't be surprised if you see something like this rolling through a neighborhood near you in the not so distant future. Guys, it is getting absolutely insane. We are totally approaching the 0 hour. Every single day that goes by, I just get more and more data that validates for me that this situation is wildly out of control.
Okay, so this is what he's been doing lately. He'll put up this list of things, and then after he goes through the list, he'll go back individually and speak on that particular topic for a minute, right? So there's 35 minutes worth of that, and it's really, compelling to know what the hell is all going on at the same time in whatever this poly crisis is, right? And that's not even getting into what's going on right here at home, like train derailments and explosions and chickens dying and all kind of, everything that's going down at the same time. So, yeah, something's happening. What it is ain't exactly clear. All right, so I'm gonna let him talk a little more. I'm gonna get all wars are bankers' wars, which is another thing you need to be aware of, and then we'll go ahead and close it.
We have NATO talking about sending 300,000 troops to the Russian border as a fixing maneuver, okay, to try to hold the Russians in place so they have to split up their forces. They can't commit as much to Bakhmut and the rest of the Ukrainian conflict, thus giving up the initiative to the Ukrainians so that they can get the Russians on the back foot, possibly push them out. Of course, the Russians have said, if we get pushed out, that's when we start pushing the nuclear button. Of course, NATO has said if Ukraine falls, we're going to enter Ukraine. In fact, that's exactly what a Polish diplomat said on French TV. That exact thing, that if Kiev falls, we will go into Ukraine. And you know what's going to happen there. The Russians are going to engage the Poles. Understand what's happening right now. The Poles have HIMARS systems near Kaliningrad. These are offensive systems. These are not missile defense. These are for offensive purposes, and don't think that the Russians don't know it. In the last week, when many people were sleeping, there were so many close brush-ins with the German Air Force, the Russian Air Force, the U.S. Air Force. Of course, we had the first encounter of a drone and Russian Air Force happening over the Black Sea. But these things are becoming very, very common. And we're not just talking about planes. We're talking about nuclear-capable bombers coming into close contact more and more frequently as these forces encroach on Russia's border. And of course, if the ratification of the two countries into NATO is finally put into place and set in motion by Turkey, I think they're the last ones to sign on, then I really don't know how much time we're going to have left.
Now, what's going on? Truthfully, okay? You got Poland, Germany, China, Russia, okay? It's just, I mean, this is World War. It's World War III. So anybody straying from that and not understanding what's going on, okay, you just don't get it. All right. Now, who's pushing this thing? Right? Well, this doesn't even include Klaus, right? Klaus Meine, the lead singer of the Scorpions, right? Let's see, all wars. Do I have that? Let's get it right here. All wars are, look, it comes right up. Look at that. Now, this is very significant. All wars are bankers' wars. So, what does this say? Breaking news: NATO at Russian border, 3,000 troops. This means that World War III is escalating. Okay, that's dealing with World War III. This, right? Because you got NATO and the EU and Babylon the Great, which is America, dealing with Russia, and then America, Babylon the Great, is being spread thin. How many theaters are they in right now? Okay, you got the South China Sea, you got a Korean Peninsula, you got the Middle East, you got this thing right here. You can't see this thing? Now, this is a whole different thing. This is Babylon the Great right here. Civil War in USA. Okay? Whole different thing. Now, all wars are bankers' wars. Banks brace for a collapse. What's going on? All wars are bankers. Huh? What does this say? Banks. War, Civil War, World War III. All wars are bankers' wars. So what is this? Mike Rivero made a video. Where is it? All wars are bankers' wars. Um, yeah, yeah. Just click on this and watch. Okay? We'll play the first couple of minutes of it, but you got to watch this to understand what's going on from the top.
Now, I want to share a story with you, and this is actually an article that I wrote over the weekend called All Wars Are Bankers' Wars.
Okay, by Mike Rivero. All right? So whatever's going on in the monetary system with the currency, it's a war. All right? You got cyber war. You got all kind of different factions of war in asymmetric warfare that deals with World War III. All right? So whatever's going on, right? You got a war going on between Donald Trump and whoever, right? Which is going to morph into the Civil War. All right? And they're doing all of this. Back to what Nate said. He said, if you got war over there, you got to have what over here, Marshall? Hey. All right? So that should be enough. Watch this. It's very important as to what's going on right now. You see the banks failing, and they're bringing. What are they bringing in July? Fed now. Where's this thing going? All right. So you have to understand what's going on from the top in order to be prepared for what is about to happen. All right. So with that, we'll just get a revelation on the way out because this is going down. The war, right? World War III is the end of this thing. That's when the kingdom comes in. That's why is the war so important? Why do we do the World War III daily update? Because at the end of World War III, or in the middle of it, right? That's the end of this thing, right? It ends with the nuclear weapons, and nobody can stop it. So how close are we to that? That's why we're doing the update, all right? This is why it's very important to watch the World War III daily update because it points directly to when we get the hell up out of here, all right? It's Revelation 11. 11 and 14, we'll read that when we're out, okay? Revelation 11:14 in the Berean Standard. The second woe has passed, referring to World War II. Behold, look, the third woe, World War III, is coming shortly. Very shortly. All right? If they're pushing nuclear warheads and things down the road, and whatever this Trump psyop is going to be, that lets you know that Nate is right about what he's saying. Okay? They got to lock this place down too. All right? First, they got to stir it up. Right? Got all sorts of things. You got bank runs and, hey, things then spiraled out of control. And what do you get? You get order out of chaos. All right? Which is part of their war plan, if you will. So with that, with that, yeah, we'll go ahead and we hope that the elect ratify you, brothers and few sisters. With that, we're going to say Shabbat Shalom.